Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. Well, I will just say that I just had to close my laundry room door because, you know, it's Saturday, so it's laundry day. I need to turn on my alternative light so we don't have shadows. Well, I am so excited to get artsy with you again today. Yay! And we're celebrating Frida Kahlo. What could be better than that, for crying out loud? So, a couple things I wanted to talk about. Hey, Keels. Hi, Sue. You'll notice that under my sign, I have a big piece of newsprint. So we've talked about this. Good morning, Carol. We've talked about this in Pop-In Paint Party, but I want to talk about it again. Hey, Donna. This is called underpaper. And what underpaper's purpose is to catch any paint or stamps or pen testing, whatever, that's under the piece you're working on. And once we, so you just want it to get as messy as possible, because then later on, we will make something out of this art paper that we've created. So the other day, I was using this paper during the Pop-In Paint Party. You can see what I was creating right here. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do, I had this idea in my head, and so I pulled out my Distress stains, and I just did a little scribbling, right? And then I did these splats where I just took the whole, Distress stain dauber, and I just splat it. And so it made these cool splat marks all over it. So, you know, who knows what I'll do on top of this, but do you get the idea? Because once we, you just keep creating on this, then we're going to cut it apart and maybe stick it down as a whole page in our art journal, or maybe we will cut apart a piece and make a flower out of it, or I don't know. I like to keep my options open. So just know, and what I was saying in the Pop-In Paint Party the other day is, if you are like me and you get packages from, you know, say Amazon or anyone in the mail, they often use newsprint or craft paper to wrap your whatever you ordered. So keep that paper. I don't care if it's wrinkly. It's going to get wrinkly anyway, so don't worry about it. Just kind of flatten it out and then just paint on top of it. And then, like I said, we will make something out of it. Promise. Especially if you take my Inspire Your Heart with Art journaling class. That's 3 months, and it's $15 for 3 classes. So yes, it's $5 a class. It is, and the first one, the theme for July, I should say, is paper painting. So we need all kinds of art papers. So I have some printables that I'm going to put in the group, and I'll tell you about those. And we did some jelly plate printing. If you've taken both of my jelly plate printing classes, you have jelly plate prints with alcohol inks, and you have jelly plate prints with watercolors. We might do more of that. Anyway, you get the idea. You just know to just start to build your artsy arsenal of art papers, because we make art with art, and that's the coolest. Okay, so everybody make sure you have an icy cold drink. because we got a lot to pack into an hour today. So we are going to be talking about Frida Kahlo. So we're going to revisit her, and I thought it was so appropriate that we revisit her today because her birthday was Tuesday, and she would have been 114 years old. So if you are brand new here, please like and follow Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And also, if you could try to like the posts and like this video. The more that happens, the better it is for me. My stuff gets seen more. I grow a little bit more. So if you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. And then if you would ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott. One of the questions there is I ask for your email address so that you can be on the newsletter distribution list. And that's where the greatest artsy group of friends is in all the land. They're so supportive and so kind and super creative. So, you want to be part of the cool kids, join our group. Oh, thanks, Donna. You know what? That was for Halloween a few years ago. I love Frida. I have her all over my house. I have a little needle holder, a little needle catcher that is in the shape of Frida. I have tops that are Frida. I have pencils. I have artwork. I have a can that I have succulents planted in that it's Frida. And that can, this is so crazy, I got it in Brighton, England. And Jeff was like, seriously? It doesn't weigh anything. It's just awkward. But I was like, whatever. I'll jam my socks in there. I'm sticking it in my suitcase. So let's talk about Frida Kahlo. So we've studied her. So we're going to revisit her. She was very proud of her Mexican heritage, as we all are proud of whatever our heritage is, right? And so let's talk about, get my notes out. So she was a Mexican painter who was born in 1907 and died in 1954. It's very sad that she didn't have a very long life. She was a strong voice for women at a time when women did not have as many rights. At 6, she got polio, in bed for 9 months, and then she walked with a limp. At 18, she was in a very bad bus accident. While she recovered from her many injuries, she discovered her love of painting. So, just shows that you can make lemonade out of any kind of lemon that's handed to you, right? She finished her first painting 1 year after the accident, and it was a self-portrait. So she was really into self-portraits. She was really into, she said, I am my own muse, the subject I know best. I thought that was so cool. So I was going to show what we painted last time. We did do you remember we did this Frida kind of a portrait of sorts of Frida. But today I thought it would be super cool to draw her a birthday cake. And then we can paint her birthday cake. And so, but I wanted to make it really Frida because, she loved flowers and I love flowers. So that's what I did. So I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on drawing a cake. So you're going to start with an oval, right? And then another oval. And this is just your base, right? And then you're going to connect here and connect here. And do you see how it's loose? It's not exact at all. Oh, I don't know. Can you see that? That must be kind of hard to see. Let's see if I have something a little bit. Let's try this pen. So I did an oval here, right? And then an oval here. And then I'm going to connect the sides. There. Is that better? Okay. So now, but do this in pencil. So now we need to think about, so we're going to erase this line, right? Because this line is inside of the cake. Does that make sense to everybody? Because we're just going to kind of try and draw the front of the cake. And then this oval at the top, we're going to kind of flatten it, right? So we're going to flatten the back, right? And then this is going to get erased. Now it's going to look more dimensionally like a cake. Cakes are super fun to paint because they're these possibilities are endless, right? You can do whatever you want. So now I'm going to draw a plate behind my cake for my cake to sit on. And then what I did is then I started to think about how, so do this all in pencil. Don't do it in pen just yet. So what I did was so think about how you want to decorate your cake. I really wanted to incorporate flowers because Frida loved flowers and I love flowers, and flowers are just fun, right? So I started up here, I just drew this, and this is all in pencil. I just drew some spheres that I could kind of, like that's the placement I wanted for my topper, and then I wanted one big flower down here to offset these. Then I came in and I did some, you know how cakes often have that border. So I just did circles, but you could do whatever you want. Right, so there's that. And then I did a series of polka dots just because I really like polka dots, but you know, you do you. If you want to do something different, you go right ahead. You could do drippy frosting, or you could do stripes, right? You could do whatever you want. But does everybody kind of get the whole cake idea? I hope. Let's see. Hi, Aunt Chris. How are you? Okay, so we have our cake idea down. Is everybody good with that? So I'm going to put my cake that I drew here, and then I'm going to read you a few more Frida facts as we start to kind of think about our, like any other things that we might want to include in our birthday cake, like a birthday celebration for Frida, because I think, you know, we want to, you know, celebrate her and how cool she was. So, Viva la vida, that was one of her big quotes. That was a big Frida tagline. So, I'm feeling like I want to somehow long live life. I don't know if I want to include that in my composition, or Feliz cumpleaños, happy birthday in Spanish, 114 because she would have been 114 today. I don't know. I just keep playing with some ideas in my head. So think about what you want to include in yours also. Let's see. Oh, here's another cool quote that you might think about putting in your painting. I never paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality. I thought that was really telling also. That she was certainly a woman who had to overcome such adversity. But look what happened. She was this prolific painter in a world that was certainly dominated by men, and certainly dominated by her husband, Diego Rivera. He, it was such a man-dominated world back then, and so I don't know that she was given her due until way later in life, and then post you know what I mean, after she died. Let's see. Oh, and I included this quote in the newsletter yesterday because it was so impactful for me. I paint flowers so they will not die. And I really kind of believe in that. So I love to paint flowers. Let's see. At the end of the day, we can endure much more than we think we can. And thank you, Catherine. That's what I was trying to say. Anywho, so I'm just going to start inking mine, and then we can start to paint. And then I kind of, because I kind of have my composition. Oh, I'm a little bit, am I too close, do you guys think? Do I need to pull up a little bit, or are we good? Let's see. I'm gonna start to ink mine in, so I have little bits of guidelines, but then I'm also thinking about what else I want to include in this background and how I want to the style in which I'd like to paint it, and how I can incorporate more of her in this composition. Do you know what I mean? So let's see. So she was well known for her self-portraits. So we did kind of a graphic portrait of her last time. And so I really want to kind of pull on that too. Like I thought really hard about somehow incorporating eyebrows in my cake. But then I thought, nah, I just want to play with flowers. So I'm going to start pulling out some pens and start to think about how I want to add color, how I want to sketch it out, how I want to incorporate words, because she seemed to be quite a lover of words and prose. And so, I don't know. I'm still kind of hemming and hawing about it. So I'm just going to do some sketchy lines so that I can have a little bit of a base idea of where I want to go with this. So I'm just, and this art journal is the Creative Journey. That's what I know. That's what I'm really feeling like. I want to incorporate the colors of the Mexican flag, because she was so proud of her Mexican heritage, as we should all be proud of where we come from, right? So I'm gonna do a little bit of a tabletop. I don't know, I'm still kind of figuring that part out. I drew these kind of crazy, sort of funky roses. So what I did was I started with a, find a pencil. I started with kind of a circle, and then I kind of came up from the bottom and I just drew this. It almost looks like a peony or something, doesn't it? I just drew this wavy bottom petal, and then I just kind of added on to that. So I'll show you. So and remember, I like to be sketchy, so I like to go over them a couple of times. Right? Hey, Lynn, how are you? There we go. I just thought with big, funky petals like this, it would be... Oh, absolutely, Barbara. I am using Sakura microns. So I really like the microns, and I'll tell you why. Because they come in many, many sizes. So you'll see I have, you know, I don't like to deny myself any cuteness, and so I have them here from 003, which is super, super, super fine, to a 12, which is very, very, that's a pretty big nib. I don't know if you can see that. So there's the 12. And here's the 003. Does that, there, can you see the difference? I hope that that comes across. And so, think about, you're going to be, so just be super loose, Catherine. So the higher up you hold your pen, remember that you're going to be looser. And just know that it's, what do I want to say? It's going to change a lot as we add color, right? So, but we want it to be, think about how the frosting-y cover is going to hold those flowers. So we need to think about, do we want these to be real flowers or are they frosting flowers? That's something to think about. So I'm going to kind of, and like I said, I just want to be really loosey-goosey with my lines because I really want it to look sketchy and just loose, because once we because we still have so much to go on, we still have so much to do after this, right? We still have lots of color to add. We still have shading. We haven't even talked about shading yet. So I just like to kind of ink in my idea first. I like to pencil sketch it, and then I like to ink in my idea, and then add color kind of last. And then once I had my color, then I like to start to add highlights and lowlights, add some shading. I just thought the polka dot, like the kind of the trailing down polka dots, I just really liked that idea, where it was just really quite organic and kind of no rhyme or reason. I don't like anything precise, you know that. So there we go. Feeling like maybe one more up there and one more here. Yeah, I'm really liking that. So now oops, my plate. So I'm just gonna roughly sketch that. Remember, this does not need to be precise. It can be really quite sketchy, and because of that, I hope that that takes away your any inhibitions you have about drawing and all of that stuff. So now I'm coming in with my eraser and erasing my pencil lines as best I can, because remember, once you put watercolor down, you can't erase the pencil underneath it. And this the paper that these pages are made out of, they don't really, the pencil doesn't erase super well, so I'm going to have to be mindful of my application of paint on top of that. And remember, it doesn't matter what paints you have, what substrate you have. I don't care if you are art journaling on a piece of copy paper. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters to me is that you're, you know, making art. And so it doesn't matter, like I said, which, if you have the finest paints in all the land or if you have a kid set, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you get to know your materials, get to know them. You'll learn their capabilities. You'll learn how much water to add. You'll learn how much, what brushes work best on it. You'll learn how much color you need to build up. You'll learn it. So just like this isn't watercolor paper pages in this album, in this art journal, but I've made it work for me. I know that I have to do things just a little bit differently in this art journal than if I were creating on watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is certainly way more ideal for accepting, I should say, watercolor paints. So what I like to do is I like to just start by putting a watery wash of color down on my composition, and then I can kind of build from there. And so I think I'm going to take Donna's idea and do the colors of the Mexican flag, but I think, Donna, what I really want to do is take the colors of that Mexican flag and incorporate them into my cake. As I'm drawing it, I'm like, oh, I could do red roses, and I could do my polka dots green, and I could do this little border here green. So I'm going to start to fiddle around with that. How's everyone doing? Is everyone getting ready to paint? Are you still sketching? What's going on? Let me know. Let me know, let me know, let me know. So I'm going to start to activate my watercolors by adding some water. And then I'm going to pick a, so I have a couple of brushes. Let's see, what do I have? I have a number 4 and a number 2. So let's work with those. And remember, we're going to we're going to take, if we have excess paint on our paintbrush, we're going to, well, Donna, we're awfully grateful that you're saving lives, so you know, there's that. But we can't wait to see what you create later. Donna is the one who created the amazing Howdy slimline in that brilliant blue and black. I'm telling you, I just fell in love with that. So like I said, remember, I just like to do a nice watery wash in my background because it kind of gets my brains to start think about where I want to go. So do you see how this paper doesn't accept watercolor really well? And so that's why I like to start with the watery wash, right? Because then I can just kind of get an idea of what, of like color placement and I mean, you work however you work best. I just know that I like to, this helps me visually the most. And just know, I also notice that I'm really loosely applying my color because, and I want to purposely leave some white spots as I'm applying the color because I really want that really painterly feel. Right, so now let's get some red down here on this rose. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to take the paint that's left over on my brush and then just brush it onto my underpaper. Then I'm going to rinse it off in my water and then wipe that wet off on my paper towel. But before you put your brush in your water to clean off your brush, wipe that extra paint off on your underpaper. Your water will stay cleaner longer, that's for sure. So now I really want to think about those green. I'm going to pull some green out here. I want to think about these green polka dots. I think that'll be just so cool. So I'm just going to slowly add the green. And it's starting to kind of look how I envisioned it. How about everybody else? Tell me about your cakes. What are you thinking about? What are you doing flower? Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Are you doing flowers on your cakes? Are you doing candles? Are you doing eyebrows? I'm curious what everybody's doing. So just there, do you see I'm gonna clean off that excess green. Then I'm gonna put my brush in some water, clean it off on my paper towel. Then pull some more green and finish up these polka dots. Thank you, Donna. Okay, let's see. What else can I tell you about Miss Frida? Oh, cool. The side of the cake with a Frida quote, Keely. I was thinking about a couple of things. So, I'm thinking like maybe I want to fill the whole background with quote. Like, you know, the how in the lettering class we've talked about fill the space with lettering. I'm kind of thinking about that. I'm feeling like that. Here's my little reference for my Mexican flag. Oh, keels. I think that sounds great. I'm anxious to see. I don't know. I just think like I just like to let it kind of organically kind of grow as I'm, you know, as I'm painting one thing, I'll start to think about where I want to go with it. But it does help me to add some color, and then I can for spatial relations, number one, but also where I kind of want to go with it. You know what I mean? Pencil, eraser, shavings. I forgot to do this little border. Yeah, that's you know, it just kind of comes to you, doesn't it? So let's get that green off. Clean my brush. Now I think I want to go back in with my reds. I want to do something more with that. Pull some more red. Because I feel like those need a lot of build because they're so pink now. But I really want to keep that pink visible. Do you know what I mean? So let's see. So I know there. So, the thing about this paper is I need to remember that I don't have very much blending time. So, it's not like I can do the jiggy jaggy blend with this paper. So, I need to like do my darkness and then go over it. Like here I did my darkness and now I need to go over it. So I'm just going to kind of slowly build the, but I still want a little bit of that pink to show through, like I said. So, I'm just going to kind of roughly add this next layer of red. Little by little. More water. I'll add some more red to this one. Clean off that brush. Oh, I'm really starting to love it. Like it's starting to go kind of the way I want it to go. So let's see, what else can I tell you about Frida? So well, I need to let my paint dry a little bit before I do my next coat, so I'll tell you something more about her. One of her famous quotes is, "They thought I was a surrealist, but I wasn't. I never painted dreams. I painted my own reality." So remember, surrealism is Salvador Dali, if you're thinking about that. Hey, Tess. Welcome home. The juxtaposition, so surrealism is the juxtaposition of things you wouldn't expect to see together. So, you know, things that are really kind of crazy next to each other. So, but she wasn't that. She loved animals. She had many, many pets. I mean, and not just dogs and cats. She had monkeys and deer and seriously, crazy amount of pets. Let's see. So remember I told you, she married Diego Rivera, who was a famous Mexican painter. And he painted large murals and really celebrated the folk art of Mexico. But like I said, he kind of overshadowed her, and that was that must have been disheartening. Can you imagine? She wasn't, this says she wasn't daunted by Diego's fame. She decided to find out what a serious artist thought of her paintings. And so she took her paintings to him to kind of evaluate. Everybody take a drink. He was amazed by her paintings. They were married, but he was unfaithful, and he was, I just don't know that he was a good husband. Am I almost dry? Oh, so here's the crazy thing. Oh, Allison, I'm so sorry that you're having buffering issues. Doesn't that stink? I had them right up to the time I started this live. I thought, what am I going to do? So, Allison, we're talking about Frida Kahlo today because her birthday was on Tuesday. So here's a crazy thing. She was born in July and she died in July. Like, I think she was born on the 6th and she died on the 13th, I believe. Is that the craziest thing? Yeah, she was born on the 6th and she died on the 13th. And she's just always, July has just always been a huge month for people who love Frida. And so I just thought it was the perfect month to revisit her art and her life and to wish her happy birthday. So, and create a birthday cake for her in whatever manner you are inspired to. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to do the exact same thing as me or anything like that. You know, do you. So I'm really feeling like I want to somehow incorporate words in the background. I just haven't figured that out yet. But I really want I don't know that I want the words to be as important as the cake. Do you know what I'm saying? You remember when we've talked before about when we're creating, especially when we're doing hand lettering, what's the star of the show and what's the supporting actors? I really want my cake to be the star of the show because it's very in keeping with number one, the Mexican flag, and number two, her love of flowers. I really want to work on that. So think about those things as you're doing your compositions. I think I might need to dry my flowers just a little bit because I'm really feeling like I want to start to build some light and shadow on those, and work on my green polka dots. My whole wedding was polka dots. Everything. Everything. My cake, my dress, the cummerbunds, everything. My invitations. When I say everything, seriously, everything was polka dots. I just love polka dots. I'm sure that we won't finish our cakes today, but please be sure to post them in our group so that everybody can see our big celebration. And maybe she's looking down too, you know? You just never know. So I'm gonna pull a little bit more red, and I think I'm gonna start to think about the places. Did you? It was very polka dotty, wasn't it, Kath? Poor Jeff. I made him pose for like 9,000 pictures. So I did my darker. Now I'm gonna clean off my brush on my underpaper. Wet my brush and then come back in with a damp brush and really try to work that color out. And if that doesn't work, then I'm gonna come in with like a paler shade of pink, of red, and just continue to build. I'm just doing the edges of all the petals because we know that will be a little bit deeper, right? So let's do that, and then we'll come down and do this one. And then we can come in and do some, there we go. I just love it. Kath, what year did you get married? Let's do here. Oh, after us. But still the big 90s. Although I will tell you, I love my wedding dress. My, I don't think that it's dated really. My friend made it. It was T-length. It was so beautiful. I beaded it. Oh, so pretty. Oh, I'm really liking this. So how is everyone doing? Are you, are you painting yet? I hope that you'll go on to find more out about Frida. I hope that you'll be inspired by her her strength. And your wedding dress was bright red? Oh my gosh, you totally need to send me a picture. You totally need. Is it any wonder that we are friends, Kath? I love that. I love that. So now I'm just coming in and just dotting some of the areas that I know will be dark. I'm just gonna kind of just deepen them, but really quite organically if I can. Hopefully that Ooh, this is still pretty wet. That's all right. Keely, we were married the same year, weren't we? I think. I think Frida would like this cake. I like to think so. A little bit more red. Oh, I really need to work on that. I really need to work on the greens though. I need to just leave this stinking red alone and work on the green so I can let the red dry a little bit. But red is my favorite color, and so, you know. Oh, you were married a year before me. I was married on my dad's birthday, 1991, October 19th. That was nice of my dad to share his birthday with me, wasn't it? He's a good guy, that Wayne. Okay. So I got some green mixed up so that I will concentrate on my green polka dots. I really love it. I really love the kind of the nod to the Mexican flag, but it's a little bit, it's just kind of subtle. I'm gonna just start adding bits of green, like deepen it a little bit on one side of these polka dots. And by doing that, I'll hopefully, you know, when you have a plan and you hope things go according to plan, I want this to kind of enhance their rounded vibe. So let's see if that works. There we go. She was just such an advocate for equal rights for women and to be taken seriously. And, you know, so much of the time people concentrate on the that she was part of the Communist Party of Mexico and those kinds of things that I think it's overshadowed her what do I want to say? Her ability to overcome tremendous adversity, obviously, is overshadowed by that. Do you know what I mean? But I think sometimes that's like the easy out, instead of giving her credit, you know? People just look at one thing. None of us are all one thing. There are many things that make us up. Oh, here's another good quote. Feet, what do I need you for when I have wings to fly? I just feel like she had like such a positive outlook when she had so much to feel sorry for herself for, you know? But she just persevered. I just love that. I'm feeling like, I don't know. Maybe I'll do some more pen work on this. The greens are really, I feel like they're really showing the, pull some of that green off, showing the gradation of color better than the red. Although I do feel like I need to kind of work on that a little bit. I'm also feeling like maybe I need to, maybe, I know the gray sounds terrible when it comes to a cake, but I'm feeling like maybe on this side of the cake, I really want to work with some grays maybe to create some more dimension to really enhance that roundedness of the cake. Do you know what I mean? And let's talk about who we should study next month. Who we should revisit. I do have a list of everyone that we studied last year, and would you believe we studied 32 or 33 artists? Is that the craziest thing? So let's talk about that. Is there someone that anybody is feeling a particular need to revisit? We already did, we already revisited Romero Brito. So let's see. Where's my list? I have it in this notebook. And this notebook is just, it's like, it's a glimpse into my life. It's 5,000, things, but they're all written down. I just need things to be written down. Like somehow, if I take it out of my head and put, oh, here we go. Nope. Well, here's a bunch of them. Let's see. No, let's see. I'm here and I'm just as strange as you. Is that a Frida quote? I don't have that one written down, but it absolutely could be. Okay, so here are the artists that we've studied. We did a study of them last year, and so now we're revisiting them. So let me know. Oh, we already did Klimt again, right? And we already did Romero. We did Marceau. No, we did Kandinsky. So think about, did we already do Alma again? We have not done Norman Rockwell, and I would love to, but I try to avoid Norman Rockwell was the first artist that I like really became enamored with. I had books and books and books of his, and I scoured the we did do Georgia O'Keeffe. We did. Thanks, Kills. So we did do Paul Klee. Did I write? There we go. Thank you. Excuse me, Clay. It looks like Klee, but it's pronounced Clay. So did we do Klimt? I don't remember. Anyway, think about who you would like to study again, who you'd just like to revisit and, you know, play with artistically. Did we do Alma Thomas again? I think. Did we do Van Gogh again? I don't know. They all start to blend in my head. But I love that they all live there. Don't you? Don't you love that all of these artists are in our consciousness now? Do you know what I mean? Their art, I know, and I loved Alma. I thought so too, Keels. So think about it. I will post the this list again in the group, and we can talk about who you'd like to revisit. Because I just, you know, I could revisit all of them again. I really could. I just feel like, don't you feel like your art is so much richer because you've like learned from the masters, you've studied their art, and you've incorporated a little bit of their style into you. We don't copy them, right? We just are inspired by them. So think about how you have a little bit of Mary Blair's Disney style within you. Like, I think about her, and I think about the attention to detail and how she was able to she again was a woman artist in a man's world during a time where she did not get her props, that's for sure. But she just persevered. She just pushed on. She knew this is where she belonged, and I love that about her. Allison, here's the beauty. They're there for you to rewatch anytime you wish. Anytime you wish. I love that. I love that, love that, love that. So, I hope that everybody was inspired by Frida, and you feel this little bit of a connection to her because her birthday was this week and we're all making her a birthday cake. And that you'll recognize her. Oh, Homer Winslow. Let me write that down. Oh, so I was saying about Norman Rockwell. It is hard to study someone who painted quite realistically, because I fear that people will be disappointed that their I don't know. I'll check. I'll check, Donna. That their composition, that their creation will be so different than his. And that's why I tried to, like, I didn't do Renoir, I didn't do Degas. I really wanted to do people that you could replicate their style and have success. Do you know what I mean? Norman Rockwell, his realism is second to none. Do you know what I mean? That's why I stayed away from Norman Rockwell. Not that I don't love him. I do. I do. So, how is it where you are? It looks overcast here, but I think it's going to get a little bit, I don't know, sunnier. Let me ponder it though, Sue. I'll see if there's a way that I can, I don't know, because I would love to play with the whole Saturday Evening Post concept. I would love for us to play with that idea. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like that would be super, super fun. So let me ponder it. Okay, kid, what did you say, Tessa? You're way at the bottom of my screen. Let me see. Jean Michelle. Whoops. I-A-T. Ooh, there we go. All right. So we could throw in some new ones, or we could revisit some old friends. So think about that, everybody. I hope that everybody was inspired this morning to, number one, oh, me too, Sue. Me too. I love him. I love him. Because I just feel like he captures their human expression in such a way that it's like you're there. It's like you're at that Thanksgiving table. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, there's a reason that he was the first one I fell in love with. That's for sure. I hope that everyone was inspired by Frida's art. And, oh, and I was going to share with you, I do have a list of her famous paintings. I didn't bring my little, I'm so sorry, I did not bring my little iPad downstairs where I could show you the, there we go. And it's got scribbles all over it, but you'll understand. That's just me. The two Fridas, that's a famous painting of hers, self-portrait as a Tejona, maybe, Diego on my mind. The little deer, that's kind of an iconic one. The wounded table. Roots, me and my parrots, and the broken column. She has many others. Those were just some of the ones that I pulled. But you may please go out and find more about her. You will see her paintings as you go through life now. You will, and your life will be richer because of it. And, you know, thank her, because she was sure a trailblazer for women of today. That is for ding dang sure. So don't forget, get a piece of underpaper for when you're painting, and make sure you clean those brushes off onto it, because we will make more art with that in a later class. And remember that you can get that from packing material. Newsprint and craft, like brown paper, is often used as packing material, and it's the perfect base. It is the perfect base for more art journaling. And like I said, decorate your cake. Wish her a happy birthday. Think about her today. And go out and make it an amazing day. I hope that you had some time for a peaceful practice this morning, which is painting. I just find it to be like the best creative warm-up for me, is to just start to lose myself in the process. I will admit freely that I have been working on my Grandma Moses painting forever and a day. I have many paintings that I started that I haven't finished, but every now and again, if I'm feeling some type of way, I will come in and I will just start to add some paint here and there. Because remember, this is an art journal. An art journal doesn't mean that it has to be a finished masterpiece. If you do, that's great. But I want it to be a place where you come and play and have some peace. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. I hope that everybody has an amazing Saturday and that you'll have Frida on your mind today. And I'm still thinking about how I'm going to incorporate my words. How about you? Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy lives to just come and get painty with me. And your support of my small business. I do not take that lightly. Thank you so, so much. I adore you all, and I will see you on Tuesday when we will be creating with the Aunt Marie art printable some more, and we will be doing a little bit of card creating. But we're going to paint also because, you know, I can't go a day without painting. I adore you all. Thank you so, so much. Bye.